All right, YouTube. This is the world of AIREWOOD and our mighty adventurers that are out here to search down in the Shadowwood there to see what type of things that are going bump in the night out there. There's all sorts of rumors. Caravans are being raided and lost. People are being kidnapped and lost and such. And our mighty adventurers, as we left them last, was after an epic battle, leaving some dwarves injured and hobbling off to Elvendar, the city, to get justice, dragging and carrying their dead son with 2 copper pieces upon their eyes, which were donated nicely by the party themselves and such. And with all that, they, after breaking the door down, they left the lights on in the hovel with the front door broken in, the back door swung wide open, and the fire going. And so they trekked further on towards the Shadowwood. They made camp there about 45 minutes to an hour out from the area of injustice, we'll call it, or lack of communication skills between the poor farmers, dwarven farmers, and the mighty, strong, adventurous party. Have I thrown you guys under the bus enough? I hope so. But with that, you traveled on. So it's probably about 11 o'clock at night. You found yourself your camp. You got set on up, and I'll let you guys kind of integrate in with each other. You notice that, though, that your one partner seemed to got lost or something. You don't see Raphael. You don't see the familiar turtle that was so strange to all of you, is now lost in the dark, most likely. But there is the scene set for you at this moment.
He has probably found something that piques his interest and taken it and retreated into his shell, and he's just studying it, and we will not be able to find him. I say we are near the Shadowwood. I say we set up camp in this. The grasses are short in that place there. We should be able to see anything. Nothing can approach within beyond 60 feet, and that's as far as we can see. Between the two of us, we can keep guard all night, and Malachi, you can rest. Does this sound like a plan? Then we can all set out in 8 hours' time, having had a good night's rest, all of us.
I thought, okay, if we are going just as we left the previous, so Roland will just nod. I will keep watch first, and later I will take my rest, my meditation.
Okay, I will rest first. One question. You're a spellcaster, are you not?
Yes.
Have you already used your spells? If you wish, you could rest now, and I, who I'm really at my. I will be fine for the next 4 hours, and
Actually,
I have not diminished at all. So maybe it would be better if I take the first watch and you rest, and then you take over for the second watch.
Excuse me. I haven't used my spells. That's why I offer to go first.
Ah.
But if either is okay.
All right. What I'll need from each of you is I want each of you to roll me a 1d6 and let me know the number,
including Malachi.
Do we
Are you
get
here,
lucky?
Malachi?
Yeah, Malachi also.
I haven't heard you speak yet. Are you there?
Yes. He just rolled.
Okay.
Oh, did he? Okay. Okay.
Oh, and
Ooh, all right. That's
I'll
good.
roll in this place so you can see
You
my
can
rolls.
roll. You can either roll digitally or you can roll real dice. It doesn't matter to me.
I don't have any real dice, so I just only roll digitally.
Alrighty, and
I think that's covered all extremes there.
yes, it has. As far as that,
I've got a feeling something's happening.
So we have rolling it on first watch, if I'm correct, right?
I say that either way, but yes, I offer first.
Okay. So as the night transitions on, it's dark. There's not much of a moon. You hear some birds, night birds in the distance. A slight breeze going on. It's tolerable. If you do, you guys have a fire going?
What's the temperature looking like? If we can get away, if I think we can get away with just blankets and things, then I won't. But if we need a fire for warmth, then I'll set one up.
Without a thermometer, you'd say there might be just.
I'm a ranger. I'm a ranger. I don't need a thermometer.
All right. It's what it is about. I'll give you this. You have a figure of about 64 degrees Fahrenheit in your head. What would that be?
Yeah, I get some impression. I mean, I could do the math.
What, about 12? That's about what, 12 grad for you guys?
Yeah. I mean, I could do the math.
No, I'm just going off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I know 20 grad is about 72. So we'll say it's about 12 grad, give or take. So you can feel that. You don't know the actual numbers, even though you're a mighty ranger.
No.
But it gives you an idea.
15 is chilly, but ooh.
I mean, if we find a good spot where to cover from the wind,
you'll find a good spot. As far as covering from the wind, you're somewhat out in the open yet on this valley, sort of. I'll give you a better representation, but we can truck along. I'll go ahead and I'll bring up the one map and share it quickly, would you, in paint and like that. Let's see here. Okay,
I'm gonna dig a fire pit. Collect enough. If there's enough wood around or burning material, I'll collect that. Create a fire pit and keep a fire going that way. Someone's just gone out the door. I'm going to have to go and answer it. Just a second.
No problem. Let's see here. Okay, color I want. Take that right there. Size right there. There. Let's see here. And I'll take application. Boom. And where you guys see the yellow there is where you're making camp. So you're kind of in a valley between the two mountains. You guys see that all right?
I can.
Okay. Malachi, can you? Alrighty. And we'll wait for the mighty Moss Shoe to get back.
Mighty Moss Shoe has returned.
And the mighty Moss Shoe, where you see the yellow up on the map being shared, is where you guys, approximately where you guys have made camp for the evening. You have the mountain range, two smaller mountain ranges off from either side of you. You're in a valley that's just about by the mouth of the valley coming out to the Shadowwood. So you have a good span in between you. So you got the possibility of sight, but you don't have much of a windbreak because it's a grassy valley.
Are there any? Well, if there, I'll find the best place that we possibly can. Maybe a place that was, if there's a dry, what time of year is it?
It's
probably there aren't any dry stream beds or anything like that.
Not that you can see,
or any abandoned buildings, any places that.
It's early spring.
Okay, then the best, I guess, if we can find some bushes or something to give a windbreak from one side, we'll camp downwind from there, and I'll dig a fire pit and keep the flame cannot be seen, and we've got to sort of keep a small fire burning with some water hot and some hot stones around it. So if people
all right, give me a survival roll.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, there you go.
Yay! Finally, yes.
Good.
I don't know what went wrong there, but yes.
Add yourself to your roll guidance.
Oh. Okay, I'm just useless tonight. I don't know. I'm shocked. So I rolled a 6 for my survival.
Well, you go on. You dig your fire pit, and you've made the choice on the campsite. You think you're doing a large bit of business. You're pretty confident within yourself that you did everything just as you were trained up to do, and such. As far as that, you feel fairly happy with that. All right, so we have Roland on watch, first watch, and like I said, you have the sounds of the birds. You got a slight breeze blowing on through, and like that. Your other battle padres are either sleeping or resting, whatever that they choose with them. As far as that, the night kind of goes uneventful. And then we come to Moss Shoe, right? You're second up, right? Okay.
But he'll wake me up, and I'll take over.
All right. We'll say
rouse me out of my meditation.
11, 12, 1, about 2 o'clock or so, you get woke up if you're doing a 4-hour stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear, you go ahead.
I just thought by the time we sort of finished everything and got away from the hut earlier and found another place and set up, it would be about midnight. So
well, it was 11. I said it was 11 o'clock at night. So
Okay.
that's why the time and the timing there. If you did 4 hours, it would be such. You hear the noises of the night, birds, the grass. You hear little footprint sounds in the grass moving back and forth, but you know they're no threat to you. You as a ranger discount them down to being field mice moving about.
Yep.
You're on such a watch. As far as that, and from there, it's getting about 5:30 or so, and you're getting ready to wake up Malachi for watch.
Oh no, we're not.
Or are you not?
No. Between the two of us, we should be able to cover it. So.
Oh, okay. So then at that time, when Malachi's would be and time framing going across, let's see here. Malachi, roll me a D10.
D10, yep.
Yep.
2 seconds.
No, please, no.
Yeah.
And that's a 3.
A 3. Oh man.
I like the way you say, "Oh man, killed
Well,
too."
I have my little wandering monster table, and this one I just I think it's just too hard for you guys because
it's an encounter. It's not necessarily a battle. It's only an encounter.
Yeah,
it might be full. It might not be hungry.
6 bullets come out the ground and attack the party.
No, they're full. The full bullet.
Roll me again. Roll me again.
Okay. 7.
Okay, I can kind of work with that as far as that. Yeah, 7. I'll just I'll notch that on that. You see off in the distance as you're going by Malachi and the morning is breaking there, Moss, you'll notice and I'll give this to you. It looks like a big old dog standing on 2 feet. There appears to be 3 of them.
When you say big old dog,
and they're about 300 feet out. It would be medium size, but for a dog,
that's big. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Are they upwind or downwind from us? Do they have any? I'll sort of.
They're up. I'll say they're upwind. I'll give you that advantage.
Okay, I'll sort of crouch down, sort of keep low, see if there's any noise coming from either of my companions snoring or anything like that, and or anything that will attract their attention this way.
I'll give your compadres the license to go ahead and say what they're doing while they're in trance or sleeping.
It's very likely that Malachi will not only be snoring but talking in his sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Malachi.
All righty then. So let's see here. Let me roll over here.
I mean, he's got to be talking fairly loudly to be overheard 300 feet away.
Well, the snoring.
I mean, if he was snoring so loudly that it could be heard at 300 feet, I would have stopped him already.
But I want to see something here.
Okay.
Come on. Open up. All right. You're not going to open up there. Why not? Oh, I know why. I'm on the wrong screen. Got to be on this screen. And I want the E20. All right. They don't hear nothing. And they don't seem to smell nothing.
And looking at them, are they on a path that will come closer to us, or
it looks like they may be coming closer to you?
Will they come
but not directly at you?
Mm-hmm. Okay, then quietly I'll cover Malachi's mouth and try and shake him awake. Or let my covering his mouth sort of start him breathing through his nose, and as he starts rousing, I'll hold his head so he's got a stern grip, and the first thing he'll see is my concerned eyes when he opens his eyes, and hopefully he won't panic, but maybe who knows with this human, how they're an erratic race, and who knows how they'll react.
You can give me, Moshu, give me a perception check at normal. Roland, if you want to check for perception, do it with disadvantage because you're trancing. And I'm not even going to entertain Malachi because he's snoring to beat the band, so he's not paying attention at all.
No, not the socks. Not the socks.
All right. Okay. And
mine, sorry.
What was Moshu's?
It's 20.
20. Okay. You got both you guys hear off in the distance some quiet coming from that direction. It's not real loud, but it's loud enough that you were able to pick out those sounds from it.
I'll do. It's not in the same place as these three dog humanoids.
Yes, it is. It's in the same place.
Uh-huh. So there's some. That just means there's conversation going on, I think. Are they looking in our direction?
They seem to be looking all around. Okay. You may have one that looks like he may be looking off in your direction, and another one that's looking in another direction, and the other one just like surveying the whole area.
Are there any branches, bushes in the distance?
Not really. There's just the grass that you're seeing in this valley.
Any boulders, anything anything to break the grass, or is it just grass?
For the most part, it's just grass. But I'll give you a shot. If you go ahead and roll percentage dice, and if it's above 50%, you found yourself a boulder.
So he scans the horizon and yep, he spots a boulder.
Okay,
off in the distance.
You'll see a boulder that's probably about 60 feet from where you're at.
Oh, that's not far enough. I wanted something a few hundred feet.
A few hundred? Okay.
Yeah, well beyond.
That's fine. You'll find it out towards further out from the mouth of this valley.
Basically, what I'll do is wait for a moment when none. I'll take a bead. I'll draw my bow and take a bead on the boulder, and which, if they go towards the boulder, they'll go further from the camp, and I'll just wait, watching them. And if there's a moment when all of them are looking in a opposite direction away from us, I'll loose my arrow at the boulder and hope. I don't know whether they'll hear it, whether it'll create a chink, but it's an attempt to distract them away.
Okay. Well, what type of bow do you have? Longbow?
Yep.
Okay. Roll. Go ahead and do a roll to hit.
So it will be at long range. So it'll be disadvantage because I don't have anything.
Okay.
To counteract that.
Yeah, it's over 150 feet, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me just see. But it's a boulder, so it shouldn't be too.
It's not like it's dodging.
I with a disadvantage, I rolled a 1. It's a crit fail.
All right. You see that the arrow goes wide to the right, doesn't hit the boulder, but goes on in, sinks into the ground. You have the range about right. You just didn't have the
hadn't taken the wind into account or something.
That's right. That's a long wind. And let me see here. Go ahead and roll me some percentage. Not percentage. Is it percentage I have on that? Let's see. Let me get to it. See if something happens. Yeah, percentage.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
8. Now that could be either nothing or very bad.
Okay. The reason why it went off, besides the wind, was that you hit your forearm, inside of your forearm, when you release the bowstring, and it's hit hard enough that it's left a red mark there, like a good raspberry or something.
Rookie mistake.
Well, you all are technically rookies, being first class, so it fits. Even though you don't want to admit it to yourselves.
The others are maybe rookies, but I don't admit that.
All right. So that's what you got right at the moment.
Okay. But first of all, I did wake up Roland. Did I say Roland? I meant Malachi. How did that go?
Well, what you do, Malachi? You have someone covering your muzzle.
What's going on? Where's the stocks?
Oh man, let's see here.
Well, forget the arrow thing then.
Let's see here. Come on. Is there going to be big money? Man, that sucks. They still didn't hear you. All right. They seem to be
very securely over his mouth, obviously.
It must be. They seem to be moving off towards the Shadowwood.
Looking at the way they're moving. Oh, sorry. I've had a lot of. Somebody else can take over because I've been talking.
Well, they're about 200 foot out away from you, but they're moving almost. It's almost a parallel to what you would perceive. But just to give you some more information.
Malachi is too busy trying to work out what the hell's going on, but I believe Roland is trying to identify what kind of creatures there might be.
All right. You can either roll on nature or survival. because they look like nature. You got a 9. Huh? Okay. Well, you're not 100% sure from that, but you're thinking that it could be possibly 3 werewolves or 3 gnolls or 3 jackal-wares. You've heard tales of those in the past, and it kind of at that distance, you don't have enough detail for you to really lock in on the aspects of it. But that's what you're thinking. Okay, does that help you there, Roland? Better hide, huh? Yeah, okay. So that's the scenario you got right now, and Roland and Moss, you still hear them somewhat quietly talking with back and forth to each other, unless you guys do know Noel, you won't understand them.
I've let go of your mouth by the time. Well, if you carry on making a lot of noise, I'll probably cover it up again. But
well, nobody's told me what's going on. I don't have a clue, so I've just woke up.
Yeah, you can see a concerned expression, and he looks and he kind of gestures with his head over in a direction. But I don't know how bright you are in the morning, and whether you're just angry at him for this rude awakening, or you choose how you react.
Well, there probably will be stern looks, but once you pointed out the 3 figures, he will go quiet, and he will crouch low and grab his crossbow just in case they do attack. Now that I'm aware of them, I have looked at them, and I have gotten a 16 on nature. So do I identify them?
You would discount the jackal-wares and the werewolves because there's no moon out at the moment and it's daylight. But you're really pretty fixed on the fact that they're gnolls.
Right, so I'll mouth that to Roland, sorry, Moshu, and if Roland's close enough, I'll do some kind of signing or mouth it to him as well, so that he knows that we've got gnolls on the go. I don't think I will be able to understand what they're saying, but I will just basically take aim at one while lying prone with my crossbow, just in case they do come to the in the direction that we happen to be.
You know they're 200 feet out.
Yeah. I'm not going to attack them unless it's clear that they're...
I'm just refreshing everybody's memory on that. That's all. All right. What else is going on? You see them moving off towards the woods. They're getting further away and further away.
Is there any sign, looking at them, what they are, what their mission is? Do they look to be, by watching them, do they look to be hunting for game? Do they look to be patrolling? Do they look to be searching for anything in particular, collecting berries? I don't know, but
they look to be searching for sure, because you saw them looking around, all around, not focused on one point. And then on top of that, may be in your mind that they're out hunting, possibly for food. It may be a hunting, a late night hunting party, coming home, or still on the hunt, looking to bring home something to eat. So not to go back to the pack empty-handed.
Are we close enough to the area we've been sent to investigate that it might be suspicious that we've run into these?
It is a possibility. You're within visual sight of the start of the Shadowwood and such, so that could be a possible issue or solution.
Well, I'm going to whisper to the others that I think we should follow them. Maybe they'll lead us to the sock gnomes.
We should let them get a greater distance first, I believe.
Yeah, if you think that's a good idea, I'll just tell me when we're ready to move then, and I'll be quiet as a mouse in his chainmail armor. Nobody will notice that I'm there.
We're in grasslands. There's no way we can really move without being seen. How far are we from the edge of the woods?
You're about 600 feet from the edge of the woods.
So yeah, when they get to the edge of the woods, once they go in, then I'll follow them, confident I can pick up their trail. But we can let them disappear out of sight if that's the way they're going, and then follow them then. Unless you have any other suggestion, Roland. Have we had a long rest yet?
I believe we have.
Yes, yes, you have.
You want to fight them?
Okay, no, it was a joke. Let me think. What Roland will want to do? Roland. Change a little. Sponsor of an each. People can take it themselves. Roland does not care either way. Well, he has a lot of questions about the creatures, but more than that, he does not care if, unless he feels that they are the source of the problem they are looking for. He will not bother, and he will say something like, "Well, that's up to you guys. I personally don't care." If you say that they are a lead, let's follow it. Otherwise, we are on the time. We are on the clock.
Okay, and what are you guys going to decide to do?
Well, I think at this stage, Malachi might be convinced that the Gnolls are working for the sock gnome, so I will leave it up to the two elves in the party as to whether they think that's a good idea or whether they want to outvote him and continue on.
Okay, so Roland will look for will take one of his coins and say, tail, we go. And I do know the other word, the word for the other face.
Heads.
Yeah, heads.
Heads. We keep moving towards our. I guess it's a specific destination. Did we got a specific location where the people start being disappearing?
Along the trade trail, where which is between these mountains where you are in this valley. They usually travel through and against, and like that. So, and then it ends up over into the Shadowwood. Let me see here. Caius dropped on out. But I'll take this opportunity. I'll bring up the map again and share it, and maybe be able to. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll share this.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. I was wondering if you froze up. I didn't see your head move or something. So, but
yeah, so I missed the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I'm just bringing this on up. Roland asked if they were headed in the direction where you guys were basically supposed to be, where all the activity was going. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to draw you on the map here the trade trail that is usually used. We'll go right to there for now. By the merchants. Let's see here. Bring this on up. Yeah, that makes sense right there. By the merchants, and to go to Sidar.
Which is the word for when it does not fall on either of the sides?
Say again?
When the coin does not fall on either of the sides or the
faces.
faces.
On the edge?
Edge?
Yeah, on the edge. And but there's you guys will know that where the brown is, that's on the map there, that is the traditional merchants little road trail. It's not really a road, but it's more of a trail that they use, caravan trail. That's what I was looking for. Along the way, because it protects, even though it takes more time, it protects from the harsher winds coming off the sea and like that, and gives them more area to get game to keep the overhead down and like that. They're willing to take the extra time, a day or two, to travel usually. Alrighty, let's see here. Y'all have that in your mind well enough, and I'll
more or less.
Okay, I'll stop sharing then on that, and we'll go back to seeing everybody's pretty faces.
Oh, just go back to a second, and I'll.
Okay.
Cheers.
Hey, too easy.
Oh, never mind then.
There you are.
Ah, cheers. Okay.
Alrighty, and let's see here.
So basically, we went directly to the forest, and then we're going to search through the perimeter until we begin to see signs of struggle.
Well,
from that we can enter. And that's what my character is suggesting.
Okay.
And he roll heads. There is a nice coin on tables.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't think they're working for the sock gnomes, then let's carry on.
I think we don't have any obvious lead. And they are not the most likely target, but we don't have anything else at the moment. If we follow them, then if their trail crosses something better, then we can follow something better. But I suggest we follow them until we
you
meet
know what?
something.
You know what? That's a good idea. If there are dangers in the woods, and I think there are, we can follow them and let them face them. And when both sides are lower, we can just clean them out, and the survivor we can just ask if they can speak, of course. That's a good idea.
Thank you, he says.
A bloodthirsty elf. I love it.
He
He
really
almost
is
has
bloodthirsty.
he has almost the heart of a bloodthirsty dwarf. Love it. That's good tactics, though.
So, yep, that's what we'll do.
All right, you'll be following them.
At a good distance. At a good distance, I don't need to be close to them to follow them through a wood.
Okay, and let's see here. I want to bring this on up, and let's see here. I need them. Well,
I think
no,
about
what do I need?
I think we'll stay about 600 feet behind them. Is my intention.
Okay.
And so if they get into a fight, we should be able to hear that through the forest, but we won't ever see them, and they won't ever see us. I don't think, unless they come across a clearing.
But give all three of you give me stealth checks.
I am wearing chainmail, so 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, you're wearing chainmail. Then Roland will cast guidance on you.
All right, thank you. So that's an extra D4, yeah?
Yeah.
Stealth. Oh.
Yeah.
I think would elves get advantage, or sorry, was the rangers get advantage on their terrain? Or is it just lore?
I don't. It doesn't actually. I'm just looking over my natural explorer forest, and it doesn't actually give me advantage on stealth. I don't think. Other things, but I mean, I can move at normal pace whilst stealthy, but if we're but that's the only advantage.
All right. What did y'all get? I see a 20. Let's see here.
I get a 12.
12. All right, that's no problem. And we got a 4 there from Malachi.
Well, with my guidance, that's 8.
Okay, an 8. You guys hear some clattering of metal and whatnot, and some heavy footsteps, and but it seems like you're too far away for that noise to catch the attention of the 3 gnolls that were ahead of you.
I'll just smile at my 2 elf compatriots here and I says, "Told you I could be quiet as a mouse."
All right. And as you're moving on and you're going in, it's getting a little darker. The canopy of the woods is getting fuller and fuller. There's less light getting through. You definitely have light that's getting through, little breaks here and there, but you got a good pine and hardwood canopy going on there that blocks a lot of the sunlight in there, but it's not so bad that it's right now considered dim light. It's still normal light. And what I'll need from you guys, you've traveled stalking these guys for probably the last hour or so, and I'll need perception checks from all of you. Okay.
It says when you make a intelligence or wisdom check related to your favorite terrain. I'm in my favorite terrain now in forest. Do I get
Are you
my bonus?
using the PHB
Yeah,
Ranger or the?
I'm using the
you-
PHB Ranger.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
using the classic, as I call it. But yeah, go ahead. If you want advantage on it, I'll let you have advantage on it. That's
It's not
fine.
advantage, it's just double my proficiency. I get a 12 anyway.
Okay, double. Go ahead and double it then.
I get a 12.
Okay, and okay, that's Malachi. Roland's there. You got a 12 there, Moss Shoe. So the 11. All of you guys hear a faint clattering of some metal and noise up ahead. About where you would suspect the knolls to possibly be, but in that direction. It's too far for you to really pick it out clear and concise, but you know it's unnatural sounds. It's not wildlife that's going on as far as that. So there's your stage.
Okay. Roland will approach carefully. Again, still trying to be stealthy.
Okay, then give me another stealth check.
I will use guidance for this one.
Okay.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you staying with Malachi, or are you heading off on your own?
Well, Malachi is going to cause a lot of noise.
Yep.
In all fairness, the instant that Malachi hears the noise, he will stop to try and gauge a better idea of what's going on. So if you're stealthing forwards, he will have dropped behind anyway.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if this works. And roll it. Did it roll?
I don't see it.
Okay. It's the script is
Moss will try and Moss will move in tandem, sort of 30 feet to the left of also trying to move silently. But before he leaves Malachi, he'll say, "Give us some distance," and then follow up behind.
26 plus 4. Holy cow!
natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where you got the 6. Was the only thing that is.
It's a 4 of dexterity because I have 18, and 2 for the.
Okay, no problem. I'm just trying to keep my mind straight on it, and so I know what will affect. Okay, Moshu, what's your stealth?
Moss has 24.
Okay, you guys are nice and quiet. You left poor old Malachi kind of behind you somewhat, so he's not causing any, sounds to attract necessarily to you guys. Malachi, since you were trying to really get a beat on the direction of where this was coming and such, give me another perception roll.
Okay.
And you can do it with advantage.
Okay. So that is 17.
Okay. You feel that it's straight ahead. That it's a good probably about 500 feet ahead is what you're figuring.
Right, so after discerning the general direction of, and general distance, I will be approaching a lot more carefully, hopefully, in the hopes that I can actually make less noise, because I'm going to have to close the distance if I'm to be of any use to anybody. So I will stealth forward.
Okay, so that's going to slow your speed down by half.
Yep.
And I believe Roland's speed is down by half. The only one that moves at their full speed is Moshu under stealth in this condition here. But you guys are all moving on up, and Moshu will be the first to get there. And you'll see these 3 dog-like beings laying on the ground. And it looks like there's, let me see here. Got to make sure I got their weapons right here. Okay. Yeah. It looks like there's daggers that's sticking in the base of their the back of their head and the base of where the neck comes down about where the shoulders would be.
Okay, he will try, Roland will try to study the cuts and the blades and the scenery if possible, to try to see what kind of creature would have done that. If possible.
Give me an insight check. What's Moshu doing?
Moss is just he freezes, goes into the shadows, and watches and waits with his unshoulders his bow and watches and waits with his bow ready, just to see if anything happens.
And Malachi, after about a minute, catches on up, and he's coming on in. Malachi, you see, you don't see, or who's that? Let me check here. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and Moshu, roll me a stealth check, and Malachi, roll me a perception check, because I need to know. That's why.
Oh, 9 on perception.
9? Okay. And what was Moshu's?
23.
Okay. You get on up there, and you don't see Moshu anywhere around, but you do see Roland over the bodies. And he looks like he's looking at the 3 dog-like bodies, gnolls that are down in the daggers, but
he has shield ready, of course.
Okay, well, that's no problem. We're dealing with just the fact of your insight, looking at it and like that, and you're really having a hard time trying to figure out. You don't know from just looking at the bodies and the daggers what might have done this.
Okay.
To you, there's just too many possibilities of what's do it for you to say a particular.
He will loot everything.
Loot everything. All right. Malachi, you're up there. You see him looking at these daggers. You don't see Moshu. Moshu, you see him looking at the daggers and then starting to loot the bodies. Malachi, you see him starting to loot the down gnoll bodies.
Yeah. Basically, as soon as I've seen signs of combat, something clicks in my brain. I go from being the innocent oaf that he seems to be most of the time, straight into warrior mode without even realizing it. I'm going to be looking at the make of daggers to see if they tell me anything, and I'm also going to be checking for tracks.
All right. for checking for tracks, give me a survival roll onto that. What and in the loot, what you're finding is 3 longbows with 10 arrows apiece left into the quivers. There's 3 quivers, and you'll find 3 spears.
Okay. Put that in the sheet. 3 longbows, 3 quivers, 3 arrows.
10
arrows.
It'd be 30.
10 total or 10 each?
There's 10 arrows in each of the quivers.
So 30.
That was like 30 arrows
30.
and 3 spears. Plus plus the 3 daggers.
Lord.
It's so easy to make low-level characters happy. Love it. That's the scene that you're seeing. Now, what did you get for your survival?
14.
14. Okay. You're not really sure on what made the tracks per se, but there's a lot of them, and they seem to be going back in deeper into the Shadowwood instead of going in the direction that these 3 gnolls and you were and your group were going. They seem to take a northerly trail off. You'll get that direction from all the footprints. They're just stepped on each other so much that you can't make out exactly what they might be. But you do know they're not human.
Okay, I will immediately point this out to Roland because I don't have a clue where Moshu's gone. Do the daggers tell me anything about the make of, like, for example?
Well, give me an insight check.
Mm-hmm. I doubt that's going to do out.
you really don't know. They seem to be about a standard dagger, so most anybody might be able to use them. Nothing that really stands out quite about them. It's just that they do they were in the back of the head's neck of these gnolls, and that the gnolls are dead, other than the self-evident stuff that you're seeing.
Are we able to determine if the gnolls were taken by surprise or if there was an actual fight that took place? Or,
well, you'll definitely know that there was a fight that took place because there's blood on the ground, and there's where the gnoll's feet and this other creature's feet, and that's one of the reasons why you couldn't tell. There's a lot of the forest undergrowth that's been tore up from the fight around.
Right. Okay. I will. Now that we've found tracks and don't know what they are, I'm just going to bet.
He will show up who needs and points the daggers and the spears and the longbows. Who needs?
I will. What will I take? I'll take a spear.
What is Malachi's race? Because I'm steadily looking at the picture you got on there, and I'm in my mind. it's forcing me to think that he's a dragonborn, but I know there's a piece of me that says I know he's not.
Yeah, he's very inhuman.
Yeah. Okay. It's just I don't know. It's just me, my mind playing with me. I'm like, okay. I thought it was something like that, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going too senile yet.
Right. Well, I really want to talk to my ranger friend, but I don't have a clue where he's gone, so I'm just going to start following the tracks now that I've got a shiny new knoll spear.
And you see Roland out there asking anybody need anything. Now, what does Moshu do? Do you stay in the dark?
Has Moshu addressed this out into the woods towards me?
Yeah, of course he took all the
Yep.
bunch. He carried back to hiding place between quotes, of course, and he will point to the general direction where he last saw his teammates and says, "Who needs something from this?"
But this is all happening right around the bodies, because Malachi caught on up and he's right there over. He was assessing that, looking at trails. You got Roland that I'm not going to say he shouted, but he asked. So normal voice loudness. If anybody needed any of this, pointing out what he found on them as far as that. So Malachi could hear him. So you could hear, I would say you could hear also, being that you're only about 30, you went parallel for about 30 feet or so.
Right. I've been watching to see if whatever killed these gnolls is around waiting to launch another ambush. And I'm still not convinced that they've gone, that they're not there. I'm beginning to doubt, but I'm still not convinced that they're not there. But since my companions are now talking to me, I'll try and figure out if I was planning on ambushing somebody in this at this spot, which trees, which positions I'd most like to hide in or launch my attack from, and I'll be and I'll stealthily I won't respond to them, but I'll start approaching the best ambush places and seeing if I can see any signs on the ground, any tracks to indicate that there are people hiding there, or senses on alert. I'm trying to search the hiding places to see if there are any enemies still around.
Meanwhile, Roland will. Okay, sorry.
That's fine. Give me an investigation check there, Moshu.
Yep.
And what were you saying, Roland?
He will begin to cut the ears of the gnolls and the fangs.
Okay, no problem.
Nice.
Give me a survival check on those, just a survival roll, so I know just how well you get
20.
that stuff. Ooh, you get what you're going for, but you damage a lot of it. It's not going to bring you prime stuff, as far as if there's any value you were looking for, but you do get
proof there is something in there. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not 20, it's 14 for me.
Oh,
okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to butt in.
No, that's all right. The investigation. So you don't see where there was any ambush per se. Like coming out of the trees.
Uh-huh.
As far as that. At the most, you maybe might surmise that there was a run-in between maybe a patrol and this hunting party. And give me since you're looking about, well, not give me a survival check with disadvantage. See if you can identify, pick out a set of tracks or a marker, so you could identify possibly what it was that they fought with.
At disadvantage, it's 6.
At 6, okay. It's just all tore up, just too much.
Okay.
All you know is that there's it wasn't human. It does have claws, but there again, so did the gnolls. But they're different types of claws.
Does it look humanoid, or
it looks humanoid in the sense of that the gnolls did?
Well, yeah, they use daggers, so they're some kind of that is most likely that they're humanoid.
You would surmise that they are, but it's just not that they're not humanoid in the sense of we'll say a proper civilized race.
Yep.
In a sense.
They weren't elves, because that's the only civilized race that exists.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else that you guys want to try to get done?
Then, having investigated it, I'll come into the open and join my companions again.
Oh, Malachi! No, hang on. Moshu! There you are! Look what I found! And I'm going to point out the tracks that lead in off into the distance.
Well done. What are they?
Tracks! And with him pointing out where the trail is, that you can go ahead and have re-roll this survival and have advantage to see if you could possibly pull it out.
Me or him?
Yeah, you. Well, either one of you, whichever one of you guys want to surmise. I know he was pointing. He called your attention over there, Mosu. That's why I was kind of leaning that way.
Okay, I rolled and I got a 22. So.
Okay, you know it's a lizard footprint of some sort. You're having a little bit of difficulty knowing exactly what it is, but it's your mind's jumping between lizard folk, dragons, kobolds, of things of that sort.
With a 22, I mean, lizard folk, dragonborn, and kobolds are very different sizes. Could I dismiss the kobolds or the other two?
No, you can't dismiss the kobolds. The other two, you might be able to dismiss them, but you also know that there are younger versions
Okay.
of them also, which their footprints are smaller.
Okay. Yes, it could be any of them, but my instinct, it doesn't look very big.
You would probably lean towards the kobolds, I'd say, with that 22.
Oh, yeah, and with an ambush and things, they've done well to ambush 3 gnolls and take them out without an injury.
It means that there are a lot of them.
Yeah, it probably does.
Or they carried off the dead.
Yes, that. Even so, there'd be blood. There'd be some sort of. What was there any sign of kobold blood in the on the weapons of the gnolls that we took? Any sort of?
There was some blood stains on them. Some were pretty well dried, and others were just in a half dry state by the time you got there.
Kobolds. This will be a good challenge. They are masters at hunting and ambushing.
Yeah, they must be helping the sock gnomes. Let's go kill them.
Should be careful. They are master ambushes.
Sock gnomes.
Sorry. What did you say, Roland?
I imagine that these kobolds are the sock gnomes we are looking.
We're looking for.
Yep, I agree. They're definitely helping the sock gnomes. Let's go chase them down and kill them all.
Roland sights.
Well, Malachi, you found the tracks. I think you should lead us as our hunter.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. He is what we're going to do. I'll take the lead. And you seem to be quite good at staying hidden, because let's be fair, I didn't have a clue where you were, so that must mean you're good. So I am going to say, why don't you wait for me to get a bit further forwards? You stay a little bit behind, but to the right or left, and stay concealed. Roland, you
if you move parallel to me, if we move parallel to each other, a bit behind you, and then we'll come to your aid if when you find the kobold ambush.
Yeah, I'll be able to ambush the kobolds. That's no bother. Good. I will switch over from my crossbow. I will pull out my great axe, and I will stealthily stomp into the woods.
Okay. Alrighty. And you'll be going on for probably 5 or 6 miles, every once in a while picking up a sign of the tracks and such. And then up ahead you'll see these small dragons walking upright, probably about 200 feet up ahead. As far as that, they haven't gotten wind of you or noticed you. They seem to be chattering amongst themselves, pretty just by the tone you tell that they're pretty happy with themselves, pretty gleeful.
Malachi speaks Common and Elven. Will he know what they're saying, or is it a foreign language to him?
It's a foreign language to you.
Okay. Right.
Let's see here.
Roland knows Draconic.
Well, Roland would understand them then.
Spotting them at 200 feet. How many do I see?
Well, you'll see 8 of them.
Roland listens and prepares the best longbow he could find on the go.
All right.
North.
Yep. Okay. And trusting that my sneaky elven friends are close to hand, even if I can't see them, I'm going to stealthily stomp forwards to see if I can crack one on the back of the head.
Alrighty, tidy. Let's roll for initiative.
I like the stealthy stumper.
Yeah. Let's see here. What did I get? I'll drop this right on over here so I can see. Okay, they got a 7. Clumsy buzzards. All right, and how do you get a 7.15 for initiative, Malachi?
It's 7, and my dex is 1.5. Sorry, the initiative is 7 and 15 dexterity in case there's a tiebreaker.
Okay, yeah, there is. You'll go before the kobolds.
Yay!
I just never seen it like that. To me, it's I think in decimals. It's just like the 20.8 there that Roland has, the 18.
Yeah, to be honest, I just clicked on the character sheet and it put it up that way. But
that's fine. No, it's all good. It's all good. I just need to understand is all. And then Moss Shoe is an 11. Okay, Roland, you're on up. And what I'll do is I'll run you guys through one round, because you guys, I'll give you all one action to on this, basically surprising them.
Okay. He will still listen what they're saying and ready an action to shoot the weakest one he can see with an
Okay.
arrow in case things go out of control.
All right. They seem to be chattering back and forth to themselves, just full of bragging about how they did that and that and this, and how they were able to kill those gnolls and protect protect them and their horde, as far as that. So that's what you're hearing from them, and so you got a ready to action. And
Sure.
Moshu
chooses the. He doesn't know what the strongest looking one is, so he just goes for one with a clear. He gets a clear shot on one and looses his arrow at it.
It'd be the one at the back of the pack. Then go ahead.
Hits an AC of 18 for 11 points of piercing.
All right, 18. Oh, that hits. You said 11 points of piercing. Let me get this over here so I know. 11. Oh, you drop him. Hey, describe your kill.
Yep. There's a a kobold is yabbering, and mid-sentence he suddenly goes silent, and the others look over at him and see an arrow just sticking out of his eye as he topples backwards, as he's thrown backwards against a tree, and he's held against a tree by the arrow.
Okay.
I think that's the key for Roland to release his ready action.
Okay, if that's what you're going to use for your trigger, go ahead. I'll allow it.
14, 5 piercing.
5 piercing. Okay. You hit him, but he's still up.
Okay.
But he's hurt, and he couples up under and stumbles down to one knee a little bit. And we'll go to Malachi.
Okay. When we got to rolling initiatives, how far away was I at that time? Was it still 200 feet, or had I closed the gap a bit?
It was 200 feet there, and you were up ahead. We'll say you were 15 feet ahead. So we'll say 185 feet away from them.
Right. Okay. In that case, I can't really do much, so I'm going to yell, "Death to the sock gnomes!" and dash straight at them.
Okay, that'll put you up to 60 foot closer, so that'll put you at 125 feet.
Yeah.
All right, for there. Roland, top of the order, because I gave the surprise round for you all. You there?
Okay.
You hear "Death to the sock gnomes," and then you see Malachi take off like a rabbit in the woods.
He will keep the 150 feet of distance to the, if possible, to the
Okay, so you're gonna
kobolds.
So you're gonna advance up from where you were. At 200.
Wait. If we were in 200, that will be disadvantage to hit.
Well, that's all right. You guys were at 200.
Okay. He will advance then to 150 of distance.
Okay.
That's okay. That's too much.
50.
Yes. The second one will be at 170.
Oh, okay, we'll go with that.
Disadvantage attack to the same one, and he will duck 10 to in the back of tree for cover.
Oh, okay. What did you roll to hit?
11 points of damage.
Okay. All right. That one drops on down. Explain your kill.
Okay, so the first arrow was before the scream, so it's still damage his turn around with a shoulder bleeding, and the second one goes straight through the chest and drops dead.
All righty. Mr. Tidy. Moshu.
Moss is also advancing.
Okay.
And he advances and looses an arrow at 165. Hits an AC of 18 for 11 points damage again.
Damn. Deadly little sucker. You hit another one and up in front of the others, and he falls on over. Explain your kill, but as he falls on over, he seems to slap the other ones, and you hear a weird serpent-like hiss come out of his mouth.
Yep. He actually had his back to Moss, and the arrow went through the back of his neck and came out his mouth as the hiss came out as well, and then he topples down in front of his companions.
All right. And then Malachi.
Yeah, let's see, I've just dashed 120 feet on that. So yeah, I'm still running forwards. No, I'm dashing another 60.
All right. And they'll turn around and fan out a bit. And let's see here. One will loose their let's see here. Bring that on up. Come here. Okay. D20. And what's this little character get? Okay. And does a 14 hit you? Malachi.
Malachi? No.
Okay. You have a bullet that just passes right by your head. And yeah.
A sling bullet.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, you're gonna, let me see here. See if any of these others. A 10 again? Is that what it is? Holy cow, that'd be a 14. Does a 14 hit the... Oh, hold on, wrong. It may be worse. Because... Oh, yeah, it is worse. So does a 10 hit Roland?
No.
Okay.
He has cover. So how much cover does he have?
You have...
He's hiding behind a tree, he said.
Yeah, half cover.
Half cover, so he's 18 AC.
Okay. And then, let's see here. And another one shoots over there towards towards Moss. Let's see here. Disadvantage for them. and they even with their +4, unless he all I was checking to see if they got a crit, because if they got a crit, then they by luck hit you. But they miss you, Moss, and you see that there's 3 that are still standing there, and the rest seem to dash away.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. So there's only 3. These 3 here stayed, and those 2 dashed away. So we're up at the top of the order with Roland. What are you doing?
Moving, and I think this time I get normal attack.
Yep.
Okay. This one is not to kill. I want someone alive.
All right. Let's see here. Just don't double the damage he has. That's all, or else you kill him anyways. But you rolled a hit.
23, 11 points of damage.
11 points. Okay. He drops on down. He's unconscious. He won't be dead. I got him annotated there so I can tell. Moshu.
Moss is advancing and shooting similarly.
Oh, okay.
He hits an AC of he'll miss an AC of 9.
AC and 9. Oh, you do miss. Holy cow. All right.
But he carries on advancing anyway.
Okay. Malachi.
I believe I'm still 60 feet out.
Yes, you are.
So I am still dashing then. Gnomes! As I chase them down.
All right. So you're right up into these last 2 space, but you can't do anything at that point. Yes, let's see here. That one, and you see one laying on the ground, and it's their go, and one will go ahead and shoot at. One will drop his sling and pull his dagger and try to poke at Malachi. Let's see here. Ooh. And with a dagger, they get a +4, so that will be a hit. And 1d4 + 2. Why'd that roll a 6? Oh, all right. Hold on here. 1d4 + 2. Why thought I got it up there? Or no. There, we'll re-roll that. So right there. All right. I believe that's 3 points of damage to Malachi with the dagger. And the other one, let's see here, that's a d20. Do this. And a 16. Roll either Roland or Moshu. Roll a d4. 1, 2 would be Moshu. 3, 4 would be Roland. A 2. Okay. Does a 6. Yeah, it's a 16 hit you, Moshu.
Yep. Is that a disadvantage, or do they have longbows? Or?
Oh, no, they're at this. It is at disadvantage. Good thing that you said that, because let me bring that back up. I forgot the distance with their sling. That was my bad. Let's see here. Oh, still the same. So 16.
Yep, it hits.
All right. Let's see here. And I want to come here. There we go. Five points of bludgeoning damage by the bullet. Okay.
Oof.
And Malachi, you're not Malachi, but Roland, you're up.
How many are left?
There's 2 standing that you can see. The other 2 had run off. They're pretty far ahead now because they're dashing. Yeah.
Well, he will advance and shoot another one and take cover. Advance, almost all his movement, shoot, and then take cover.
All right.
That will be again 19, 11 to kill.
All right. Yep. He's explained how that one is killed.
In the forehead.
All right. Arrow smucks him right in the forehead, drives him right on back, flips him over onto his stomach, with the arrow breaking as it hit into the ground from the head coming down upon it and forcing the arrow in even deeper. Moshu.
The last remaining one, I'm guessing. He takes a shot at that. AC 23, 11. Yeah, he just takes it through the chest, and in bubbling blood, it falls.
Oh, okay. And
he's continuing his advance.
All right. Malachi, you're up there. You see 2 arrows come zooming by each side of your head and hitting the kobolds that were in front of you and killing each of them. What are you doing?
Right, after a mad dash of about 180 feet, he's going to go to his put his hands on his knees for a couple of seconds, and then he's going to go, "Death to the sock gnomes!" and chase after the other ones, even though it's probably not going to catch them.
All right.
Good on you.
I mean, the longbow has 600 feet of range and with disadvantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
right at the moment, you don't see, because they've already done 2 dashes. You don't see them from your vantage point where they're at to take a shot at them. You don't have line of sight.
That's what I was guessing.
Because of the trees. But what's Roland doing? For right now, well, let's put it this way. For right now, we'll drop out of initiative because you're basically out of it for the moment until something else starts up. So
he will.
So what are you guys doing?
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead. What are you guys doing?
Same is to meet in the place where the kobolds are, loot them, and separate the one who is still alive for interrogation. Tie him up.
He's hurt real bad, but he's just barely alive as far as that goes. You'll find 2 daggers each on the bodies that are there. And you'll find 1 sling apiece, and each with 10 bullets left in a small pouch for the slings.
Okay, three. How many slings?
3.
3 slings, 3
Yeah.
pouches, 3 bullets.
Well, no. Let me back on up because I forgot you killed 3 prior. So those 3. So it would be 6 slings, 12 daggers, and 10 bullets in per pouch for the sling. So you'll have a total of 10 times 6 is 60 bullets total. Alrighty. And you see Malachi running forward, screaming like a maniac about sock gnomes.
Then Moss will be on his tail.
Okay. And you see Moss run up past you with Malachi, and you're left behind there with looting the bodies and tying up the other guy.
He will when they are passing by, he will just yell, "Do not follow too far, and come back to interrogate this guy," or something like that.
You call after us, yeah, because you would never have gotten ahead of us.
No.
Then he will be something like a yell to the last one.
What are you doing to revive the one that almost died?
I don't know. He has a medicine check. He has medicine. It's proficient in medicine, so he will. With guidance, he will attempt to. He's not going to waste a spell on the thing. After he tied him, he will.
Okay.
10.
All right. You bring him on back. He's groggy and such, but he's not going to die or nothing. His eyes open up slowly and like that, and then we'll switch over to the mad 2 that are running towards the kobolds, and they're about we'll say 250 feet in front of you. And you see a big clump of trees all together, and you see this one huge, outstanding locust wood that's amazingly big. In fact, moss tree, you've never seen a locust wood quite this big before, especially so tightly packed in with these pines. And all of a sudden, they seem these kobolds run into this clump of pines and towards the locust wood and seem to vanish from your view. And the same goes for Malachi, because you can see just as well as he can at this. What are you guys going to do?
Interesting, but basically my aim was to cover Malachi's back. So whatever Malachi does, I'll react to that.
Yeah, he's still basically running forwards. He's not a full shilling. He won't have a clue if there's anything ominous in that. He's just going to keep running.
You hear the yells coming from Roland in the back about, we need to interrogate her. Don't go too far. We need to interrogate. It's something along those lines that you managed to hear. What are you guys going to do?
I'm not changing my plan. It depends what my plan depends on
On Malachite.
On Malachite. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many kobolds did we see before they all vanished?
There was 8 total at the beginning, and then there 2 ran off as you were fighting the others, and it was the 2 that you saw that vanished in this clump of woods.
Yep, barrel straight into the woods.
Okay. So, Moshu, you're following?
Oh, yes.
Okay. We'll hold it there for you guys, and back over to Roland and his captive. What are you doing? Besides how are you interrogating him? I guess.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
If he was on 0 hit points, how many hours would it? I mean, would it take the D4 hours or
he said he was going for non-lethal
Yeah.
damage on that. So
a first aid check will bring him round. Yep.
Okay, I'm thinking what I will do. I will guess.
I mean, you don't hear them reply back to you, and you don't hear them coming towards you. So you're there with them.
He trusts that his teammates are intelligent enough not to go on a certain death. But he's thinking how
with Malachi.
certain death. No, he's. I mean, that's what Roland thinks. He's stupid, but not that much. I mean, and he will try persuading this one. I'm not sure how successful or how likely will it be with the words I am going to use.
All right.
It will be something like look, I want answers, and that can help you stay alive. It could be, depending on what you say, it will mean it could either mean a relationship that will benefit us both, or I will have to use you to solve the issues that I have at hand. Me and my teammates. Currently, they are searching for the 2 left of you. And, well, it's time to decide if you care about your life.
All right. Let's see here. Roll a persuasion or an intimidation check, whichever one you want.
Okay.
On trying to that, and he will. What's their deal here? Ooh, that sucks for them, but oh well.
He will speak in Draconic for it to, if that helps.
That's all right. It'll be the standard. It's just okay. I see what. And what did you get?
16.
All right. He's all kinds of scared and like that, and he'll say, I can't tell you nothing. I can't. And Draconic, he'll be talking. He'll say, the master, the leader, he'll kill me. He'll kill me.
I mean, we can't even help each other. I mean, it does not mean that I am a threat to your colony, unless you are the source of our troubles. So you just speak.
You don't know the power of Saknomish. You don't know. He's evil. He's terrible. He has us all. Our eggs. Saknomish. He threatens all.
Then we can get rid of him and help you try to become free, to achieve freedom.
He's done mighty powerful things. I don't know if you can do it.
We took down 6 of you, 5 of you, and the other 2 are being chased. I will think at least the 3 of us can handle a lot.
We're just the lowly ones. We're just a simple patrol taking care of our colony, our tribe, just searching and keeping things out. How could you taking us down? That's easy enough, I guess, for ones with such powerful bows. Boy, those bows almost look like they were from those gnomes that we took out. We did a good job there. We killed them.
Look, yeah. Even if we are 3, we 3 are just here. We can bring even if in here we only have 3 persons, including me. We have more. We can bring more people to deal with the issue. You just have to be compliant.
Compliant? How so? I can't endanger my family.
If you secure, if you assure me that they are not going to be a problem for the citizens and the people who move through the roads, we can solve the problem and free your people.
We're not a problem to people. We just do what we're told to do.
And what were you told to do?
Well, we're told to bring back goods and things and harass and slow down travel. I mean, Saknomish, he's wise and he has all these powers and he's so strong. And he tells us to do these things because it will be better for us. We'll have greater hunting lands and find pretty shiny baubles.
Has he given you any of what he has promised?
Yes, we've gotten little nice shiny baubles that we've stored up in our own little hoards for our egglets.
Can you at least describe this gnome
ish?
Gnomish? Well, he's kind of an aloof type of character as far as that. Let me see here. I'll get you the description of him here in a little bit. Let me find him. Oop. And while I'm looking that on up, we'll go over to wrong book. All right. We'll go back over to Moshu and the wild and crazy guy, Malachi.
Right. Yeah, so the instant that I get behind the tree line again, I will be looking about for them. Yeah, sucky, sucky, sucky. And ready to strike at the first one I can get within range.
All right. You don't see them. Roll a perception.
Yep.
Or an investigation, depending. At first, the perception.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go from that.
$17 on the perception.
Okay. You see what these footprints that you've been following, they seem to go and right on into this big old black locust and then just in front of it and then just disappear.
Okay. I will check above me to see if they've climbed the tree.
You're gonna say that again? I half listened.
No, it's all right. I just said that I'll be looking above me to see if they've climbed the tree.
All right, you with your perception roll, you don't see them any marks where they climbed a tree.
Right. In that case, I will start knocking on the tree. Hello.
All right. All right. What are you doing there?
Moss takes cover near the tree, near where he's got a within short distance, short range of Malachi, and he's got his bow ready. He's kind of covering Malachi, but then he'll give that up, and he'll get out a parchment and quickly write kobolds hidden in giant locust wood, and write that, and then strap it onto an arrow to fire it next round in the direction or.
Well, you can go ahead. I'll go ahead. You can go ahead and fire that.
Okay, I'll fire that. I'll fire that as I'll work out roughly the distance and the trajectory to send it back into where I guess it's the right range, but I might working out the tree cover and things like that, the best angle that has the greatest chance of getting back to somewhere in the clearing where where Roland is.
Give me a range roll, your range roll attack.
Okay.
Basically to hit. Just don't critical miss.
I know what will happen if I critical miss. I get an AC 12.
Okay, no problem. You, Roland, you hear this whistling sound coming from behind you and off to your left, and then a hard thud into the ground, and you see this arrow with a note attached to it.
I pick the arrow and read the message.
In Elvish,
watching the kobold.
In Elvish, it just says kobolds gone into giant locust wood, probably following, and then has the symbol of moss.
And while that happens, the kobold, the hostage, will give you the description that Socknomish is 4 foot tall. He's gray. He has a grayish skin, and he's kind of, for someone as short as he is, he's kind of heavy. I'd say he goes a good 200 pounds, but you never know it. Not 200, but 120. You never know it because he's so quick with his daggers and his placement of things and such. And he took out our leader with his short swords. Killed her like nobody's business. And he skinned her and posted her skin up against the rock wall so we could all see and remember. He's evil, I tell you. He's evil. I can't, I got to protect my family.
Okay. Does Roland know what kind of creature he is describing?
You're an elf. It's a give me a nature check, or if you got a
Arcana, history, medicine, perception, religion.
history. Give me a history or nature.
Okay, history is better. 22.
22. You would think of this as a dark dwarf from what you've pulled through history and some old myths and tomes.
A dwarger?
Yeah.
Okay. I say, okay. Would you prefer to be free of him?
Yes. Yes. Free us of them. Free us.
Okay. Then
Save my egglets.
lead the way to your camp.
Oh, I can't endanger my egglets. I'm telling you, he has spies all over, especially here in the woods. If they see me helping you, they'll report it. They have to.
Okay, then is any way, a special way to reach your camp?
Always through the dark wood. Through the dark wood, he'll say.
Is there any traps? Is there any traps in the way?
In the way of the dark wood?
In the way to reach your camp, yes.
He'll say no.
Do I believe him?
I don't know. Roll an insight. Let's see here. And this. You are left feeling like possibly he's not telling the total truth.
Okay, so let's going to do this. I am going to knock you down and let you hear. I am not going to kill you, since you seems to be worried about your egglets. But do not engage. If you get closer, for any reason you wake up and get closer to your camp, we probably will kill you. Since you're not going to cooperate.
Are you leaving them tied up there?
Yes, but I'm going to knock him down.
He'll say before you knock him out, but you leave me bound up here, the beast will get me.
Which beasts?
The beast of the woods will get me. You'll leave me here to die without being able to defend myself. How could you? You're evil as sock gnomish.
Well, you don't. What do you propose? You're not willing to lead the way towards your camp.
I propose you save my egglets and let me go and save my family. I can go someplace else and look for a new place to have a horde, but
how heavy is how heavy is the kobold?
He's about 80 pounds.
Yeah.
I think. Let me double check what their average weight is.
Do we still have the mule?
Not with you. No one said that they brought him. Maybe Raphael is guarding the mules. But
completely forgot about that poor mule.
I love it. The opportunity arose, and it is so great.
Okay.
Yeah, they're about 80 pounds, I'll say.
Okay. I will knock him up. You will tag me later before I just hit it. And then drag him however I can with an 8 strength towards where Mush Show said he would write down in the note.
All right. You'll be fairly winded. You're moving half the distance that you normally do with it because you're pulling and the weight and such, but you'll make it on up to him. You see Malachi there knocking on the tree saying, hello. Go ahead, Malachi, take it. And you got, were you stealth there, Moss Shoe?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't notice Moss Shoe around. But you're coming on into it.
Yeah. Hello, I've got a delivery for the sock gnomes. Hello.
Sock gnome ordered a pizza.
Telegram for Mango. Once it becomes clear that nobody's going to answer, I'm going to try and find a way to open the tree. I will look about, and if I can't find anything, first of all, I'm going to look to see if there's a door in the tree, and if I can't find anything, I'm going to take my axe to it.
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah. Oh dear, 5.
Yes, you find some buttons that blend in with the tree bark and such. There's 5 of them.
Okay, I am going to start randomly pushing combinations in.
I like your intrepid spirit.
All right. I got to put this down in the note so I don't forget it.
We need the reading scan from the kobold that I just captured.
All right. Let's see here. Which of the buttons will say there's 2 on the left side, 2 on the right side, and 1 up on kind of on top, almost like making a door archway on the tree. Which is what are the first buttons that you're pushing, combinations or single, or what do you how are you doing that?
Yeah, I will try and push all the buttons at once.
Oh man. All right. Damn. Damn.
Maybe that wasn't such a good idea.
It wasn't the best. Now I'm trying to figure a way out.
Glorious way to go.
Oh, let's see here. Let's see here. I wasn't expecting really that, but
sorry.
No, that's all right. That's the way things go when you're with a game. You don't always. I'm trying to look for an alternative that doesn't kill.
Poor Malachi. He really needs to have some sense knocked into him, I think. Right.
Right. Okay. A brilliant flash of light fills up this area for 20 feet around the black locust tree. And how many hit points do you got?
Currently, I have 8.
Okay. You fall to the ground. Now the question comes, is Moss Shoe within 20 foot or is Roland and this kobold within 20 foot when this
I don't
happens?
think so.
Okay.
He'll be. I mean, is my character there?
Yeah. You got up there dragging about the time he got tired of knocking and hollering, and it took him time to discover the buttons, and then he goes ahead and pushes all of them at the same time. What was that?
Damn it!
Just popped up, and kind of.
Because he would have stopped him if he was there. Hey, don't be
Well,
stupid.
you weren't there soon enough to stop him. That
Then
that
he will
aspect's
be.
going to happen.
He
And-
won't be at 20 feet.
And I'm guessing I rolled a d12 times 10 to see how many feet out I was, and I'm 20 feet away. I've moved in to see what's happening and what he's found. So
All right.
when it goes off, I'm within range.
Okay, this brilliant flash of light, we'll say, hits you all. Nothing happens to Moss Shoe. Nothing happens to Roland. Nothing that you can tell has happened to your hostage that you're dragging. But you do see Malachi laying on the ground. And I think this is a good spot to go ahead and end it for the next session. As far as that. So if there's anything you want to tell our internet crowd, you feel free. Anything that you want to go ahead and support, feel free. There's many good things in the community going on right now.
I don't know. Try with March's style of game. It's really great. And if you happen to notice, if you happen to want to know how to DM, that is always good. You can check Matt Colville's videos. They're really helpful.
All right, cool. There. Anybody else?
I'd like to shout out for Lloyd Collins has put together is doing funding. He's organizing crowdfunding. What's it called? For his campaign setting Iskloft. And
like a Kickstarter?
A Kickstarter.
Yeah,
He's organizing a Kickstarter. Yarl DM is organizing a Kickstarter to produce his setting of Iskloft, and he's got a lot of support so far. He's reached some of his goals, and there are still some more goals to reach. And if you're into Viking settings, look that up. And if you've got cash and are interested, I'm sure he'd be very happy to receive your support. And I'm also going to say that it looks like we've got an opening in this group for a new meat shield, having seen Malachi gone down. So if anyone wants to volunteer for that role, well, we've got a vacancy. Otherwise than that, have a good evening.
Yeah, then applicants need not apply.
That's right. Anybody? How about you, Seamus? Anything to shout out?
Well, just thank you very much to you, Charles, for running the game. It's been really fun.
Yep.
Thank you for DMing.
All right, and I just kind of traditionally with me, I like giving recognition to the OSG, good group. If you're looking trying to make up connections with different styles of tabletop games, generally a real bunch of great fellows there. Another one is Nerdarchy. They got the NAG there, which is part of Nerdarchy. Good bunch of fellows between, like Lionel was talking about. If you have questions and things, they have a good forum there to help explain things and come up with rules as written, and also reasonable outcomes and things like that. Great bunch of guys, definitely support. And on about Lloyd's piece, I didn't know he was doing that, but Lloyd has a lot of good. He's run a lot of good games, a lot of good experience behind him. He's a great asset. So I would say that any product that he is putting his time into, you'll see the quality there, and you won't feel slighted if you do support it. As far as that, and remember, here this weekend is Kobold Con going on in Colorado, but they also have a virtual site for it. So support, and there's other cons that are going on and about. If you're able to meet them, support them. If not, there's some that are virtual. Support them also. Support our community. It's really it's a great community in the most part. I don't care what community you have out there. You always have a few bag eggs out there that kind of rub the rash, sort of. But for the most part, everyone is very supportive in our community of hobbies and such. So with that, I'll bid you all a farewell. If you roll your D20s, if you can't hit a 20, hit a critical one. Do it with style.